The classic student thing to do while you're waiting for a meal to cook, or at least waiting for your takeaway to come, is to have some kind of intellectual discussion about the important things in life, pretty much. A lot of the time that's not true, but in this particular case, I had a discussion the other day with my friends, and it was regarding technology, pretty much. And, I thought I'd come on here, do a little commentary, and see what you guys think as well. Now, technology is something which, technology is basically, how do you define technology? I guess it's just kind of new tools or equipment or a way of doing things, and it's pretty much always there to try and better lives, pretty much, in one way or another. Now, I was thinking about gaming technology specifically, and, I kind of think back to the older games consoles, like the Sega, the Commodore, the Sinclair Spectrum, whatever. All these really old games consoles, and you think they were running on, 16-bit or 8-bit technology. And nowadays you've got these ridiculous gaming PCs, you've got your PS3s, Xbox, whatever. And you kind of think it's interesting to see how technology changes in a short space of time. I'm not particularly old, I'm only 20 years old, and therefore I can't have seen too much change. But, that being said, there's an old law in computing called Moore's Law, which basically states that it's something like the number of transistors in a microprocessor is predicted to double every year, and supposedly that has actually held to be pretty true so far, since about, whenever it was drawn up, don't really know. But the point is, technology is constantly improving at an exponential rate, and it's ridiculous how quickly things become more powerful. Like I said, with the games consoles, and if you think just to kind of home and personal computers, I mean, back in the day you'd have maybe, we didn't have a computer, or at least I didn't have a computer until I was maybe, I don't know, 10 or so, and it was a pretty basic computer. And nowadays you think there's, pretty much every office, every workplace, everyone relies on computers. There are computers everywhere, pretty much, and they are useful things, there's no doubt about it. You need computers for hospitals, for monitoring, blood of patients or whatever, or, you want them in the entertainment industry, you need them for calculating payrolls of big bankers and whatever. They're useful for everything, pretty much. Human beings rely on computers. And I was kind of thinking about technology regarding warfare in particular, relating it to COD in a way, I guess. I mean, the Black Ops 2 trailer says something about, you have these, armies of unmanned vehicles and tanks and whatever. So what happens when you lose control of your technology? You're screwed, pretty much. And I was thinking about what the future of warfare would be. Actually, no, before I go on to that, what was the first games console you ever owned, just out of interest? Leave in the comment section below, just to see how technology has changed over time. For me personally, it was the Sega Master System, and even then, I got into that pretty late, so if I started gaming at quite a young age, I don't know, 5 or something, I would have had maybe a NES or something, but, I got the Sega Master System as my first, and that is a pretty damn good console. But let me know in the comment section just to relate it to gaming. That'd be pretty interesting to find out. Now, regarding warfare and stuff, people always have to have, they tend to have incorrect predictions about the future at times. I mean, just look at the movie Back to the Future. If that was correct, we'd all have hoverboards. That'd be pretty cool, right? Wasn't there a Tony Hawk's ripoff with hoverboards? Called Airblade or Air something or other? Getting off topic here, but regarding warfare stuff, there's a lot of things which I've always kind of said in my head that the military, the government, whatever, is always 20 years ahead of the rest of the population, the civilian, normal people like us, you and me. I always say that they have some kind of research lab where they have this advanced technology, and even between countries it varies greatly. If you look at somewhere I don't know, North Korea, they're probably about, I don't know, 50 to 100 years behind. That's an exaggeration, I have no idea. But then you look at somewhere like Japan. Japan is miles ahead in terms of technology. I've always wanted to go to Japan and, you know, visit it and experience the technology pretty much. Stuff like the magnet train, all the game stuff that's made there, all the flashy neon lights everywhere is amazing. I'd love to go there sometime. But what I was thinking was, in terms of future warfare, I mean, what can we expect in the future? Like, obviously technology is going to have better uses, like there's going to be genetic research and, oh, the possibility of immortality is apparently on the horizon, which is kind of a scary thought, because we're going to have to decide who lives and who dies, pretty much. That's going to be pretty terrifying, but yeah, regarding warfare, I mean, what are we going to have? Are we going to have, you know, robots flying around with lasers, or are we going to nuke ourselves eventually and revert back to, you know, spears and bow and arrows or whatever? I don't know. It's really interesting to think what the world will be like in, say, 50 years' time, which is a relatively, like, chances are we'll all see 50 years' time. I mean, I don't know how old you guys are watching, but fingers crossed I can live to 70, so it'd be interesting to see what happens, pretty much. So, I'm going to wrap this up, so I hope you all enjoyed the commentary, and with that being said, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.